Hello YouTube, LJ Draco here. Yep, as you can see by the title of this video, it's not one of my usual videos. Doing something a little different today. Yeah, I know that this video, it's kind of not so much as a difficult topic, because I can talk about it, hence why I'm doing the video. I guess it's more worrying for certain and obvious reasons as to why this video might be not a bad idea. But if you've been around the circles, you'll know what I mean. But in the end, this is something I want to do. I was just going to go to a church and light a candle, but my other brothers did that. So I thought, okay, what can I do to show love to my brother? So I thought, he was internet crazy growing up, and I said before, he was a genius. He was really popular on a PC game called Diablo, and back in 2006, 2007, there was tons and tons of rest in peace memorial posts for him from all the people on the game that he had helped and modded their games and helped them out level up and given them free items for just joining, and he was really popular on there. Plus Diablo absolutely loved him because he was helping them create new worlds, even though he weren't supposed to. But yeah, he was a genius and he was really good at what he did. And it's been 13 years since my brother passed away. I was 13. I was 13, and growing up, when you're a kid, you start, especially at the age of 13, you start realizing you can lose people. Because I just lost my nan and my uncle at that time as well. So it was very you kind of expected the adults, but you never expect your brother or your sisters, or you don't expect anyone closer to your age for something bad to happen to them when you grow up. Yeah, so this video is more about talking about the good memories and what he went through, to spread awareness with that, just to honour him, really. I've not done anything like this for him before, and I think he'd love this. He'd love this because he loved the tension on the internet, so I know he's enjoying this. But if he was here, he'd be embarrassing me. So this is going to consist of a few funny stories, some emotional information, and stuff like that. So I'll tell you what, let's get into the serious stuff first, and then that way with the laughs and the funny stories, it will cheer us up before the end. So basically, yeah, he was 19 when he passed away. He died of a really rare illness, which I can't pronounce it without embarrassing myself. So right next to me is a picture of the name of what he went through and the illnesses, the things that it could cause. But my brother was someone who didn't ever like to go to hospital. If he hurt himself or broke a bone or anything like that, he would refuse point blank. He didn't like going to medical professionals whatsoever. One day he just turned around to us. He was jaundiced, he was really yellow, and he came in and said, "Look, can someone take me to hospital?" Which, for someone who doesn't ever want to go, to say that, you don't question it, so we took him in. Well, my mum and my dad took him in, and he was there for a while, and the doctors kept messing him around. Doctors kept fasting him every day for 3 to 4 days in a row. They kept messing up his fasting. He'd fast for 24 hours, then they'd go, "Oh, sorry, we actually didn't take the right blood test, so we're going to get you to fast for another 24 hours, and then we're going to do it again." And then they're like, "Oh, we couldn't actually test these ones due to you didn't have this, so what we're going to do is we're going to fast you again." And they did it for 3 or 4 days in a row, and it was just really piss-taking. And one day I heard him on the phone I got to talk to him over the phone. He was really tired, but I got to hear his voice, and he was saying that he was slightly feeling better and that he couldn't wait to come home, that he missed everyone. Then, it was like a day or two after that, I was meant to go and visit him at hospital with my mum, and I was really ill. I had a cold, so I was sneezing, I was coughing, I was sick, and I was like, I don't want to, if he's getting better, I don't want to go to a hospital and make him worse. I don't want any reasons for them to keep him in there any longer, so I was like, I won't go and see him today, I'll go see him when I feel a bit better, hopefully he'll be home by then. 7 or 8 hours odd later, there was a phone call from my mum saying that something was happening, where he was just going through this really repetitive state where he was just getting out of bed, walking over to someone else, pushing them out of a bed, getting in their bed, then he'd get off that bed, go back to his, lay down, then he'd get up and do the same thing, and he was doing it 7 or 8 times, and then not long after that, his pupils had overgrown, the irises, and he had just started growling and biting people, and it took a few doctors to have to sedate him just to keep him calm. And the hospital had basically told my mum she had to come back home. She wasn't allowed to stay at the hospital because he was resting. She didn't want to leave his side. They were like, no, you got to go home. He's fine now, he's asleep. She was very adamant about not leaving that hospital. She came home, and then a few hours, not long after she got back, I mean, she's been in the hospital from like 8 in the morning till, I'd say at least till about 7 or 8 in the afternoon. And then she got back in about, I think it was like 11:45, 12:30. No, sorry, 11:45, 12:30. She got a phone call, and my dad answered and said that his heart was beating, but there was no blood going round, and they were quite worried about him not making it through the night. So they all rushed up there, and they couldn't bring him back. So it kind of, yeah. So while I'm saying this, obviously you can still see the picture, and hopefully like you can see what it does. And yeah, I'm not going to say too much detail. There was one thing that happened to him, which is what caused the growling and it's a very graphic detail, and I don't really want to get into that because it could make some people sick, to be honest. But just something happened with his brain that shouldn't happen. But yeah, that was it, and it was really difficult. I couldn't cry the night I was told. I don't know why. I just couldn't. I couldn't cry till his funeral. But yeah, 13 years. I know people are probably going to watch this go, well, 13 years ago, you know, like, get over it. I just want to explain this as well. This is something I want to make notice to everybody out there. It doesn't matter whether you're 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, and all the way up. It doesn't matter how old you get, and it doesn't matter how long someone's been gone. Loss is loss. You never get over it. You never forget it. And it never gets easy. And for anyone who ever says, oh, it does get easy, I promise, it doesn't get easy. It's nothing. It's not like that. It's not like losing a phone or a bank card. It's not. It's someone you grew up with, someone you loved, someone that, you know, you saw every day. And then one day they just weren't there, and you knew you were never going to see them again. It's never going to get easy. It's never going to feel fine. And yeah, you know, you can put on the brave smile and the happy face, and you can still make everyone laugh and act like you're okay. But deep down, only you know how you feel. So it's, yeah, but it affected a lot of people. And my dad especially, because a few months, nearly a year after he went, my dad did too. My dad followed. So we all say my dad died of a broken heart, you know, because the one thing my dad could never stand was no parent should ever have to bury their child before them, you know. So we went through 2 to 3 years of just consistent losses, and it sucked. But the most shocking was my brother, because of his age. You know, no one expected it. It was very sudden, out of nowhere. Just also say that this illness it can be caused by eating uncooked meats as well. Just to let you know, this is what I'm trying to raise the awareness of. My brother used to have an obsession with these Asda burgers that were already quite big, but when you cook them, they kind of they're about like that thick. But when you cook them, they expand. And he was obsessed. He'd eat loads of those a day, just because he didn't actually eat anything else. It was just that he didn't like junk foods and stuff like that. He just like cooked meal stuff type food. But he wouldn't let anyone else cook for him. He liked to cook them himself, and we think maybe just one day he didn't pay attention. But the doctor said it can be caused from eating undercooked meats. So the awareness that I have to give to people about this is, if a family member of yours is feeling sick and their skin looks a little yellow, take them straight to hospital. Don't waste time. Even if they say, oh, I might be better tomorrow, don't waste time. Take them to hospital, get them looked at. May not be that, but you don't want to take the chances, because it's not a pleasant thing for the person or the family to have to go through. Also, if you're cooking meat, please make sure it's fully cooked. If you're not sure it's fully cooked after you've cooked it, then just find something else. Don't eat it. It's not worth the risk of your life just because you're feeling a bit peckish. You know, it really isn't worth it. But yeah, just be careful. Look out for the signs. And just take it one step at a time, carefully when you're cooking. So on to some good light-hearted stuff. So like I said before, my brother was a genius. He was incredibly talented. In some aspects, he kind of made the first PSP, because I'm talking about like 2003, 2002. He got a video case, the inside of a PlayStation 1, a controller, and like attached it to like a mini screen, like a mini screen TV, and you could play the PS1 while you walked around the house. The man didn't look at online information. He didn't read up manuals. The man could like take apart a TV and turning it into something else, or he could take apart different pieces of computers and make a whole new computer from it. He was incredibly smart for someone who couldn't really read or write properly, and he suffered with really bad dyslexia, and yet the man could do so much. Like I said, he was very popular in that game, Diablo. They didn't like him to begin with because he was like hacking into their game and like changing their worlds, making new worlds, making outfits, making weapons, started handing them out to people, and then afterwards they kind of appreciated it because they got a lot more people into the game, and he was loved for it. So yeah, he just genuinely incredibly smart. Makes me feel very stupid. But yeah, so it was a great laugh and a good guy. But some funny stories. There's not like too many, but there's some. Like I said, he was a very tall bloke. Compared to the rest of my family, we're all quite short, but he was the tallest, and he looked like a freaking giant growing up. And we have an older sister, but she's the shortest. And like every time like he'd come into the room, he'd stand next to her and call her little sister, and it'd piss her off. Not only that, he was the only one of my family members to have bright red hair. Hopefully I'm gonna have some pictures, and hopefully you'll see here. I get told that I look a lot like him, and I knew that growing up. So to be honest, I'm not unhappy with that if I do, because love the bloke. We got called twins quite a few times because I was like really short, he was really tall, but we looked the same, so it confused people. Yeah, he's the only one that had like bright red hair, whereas the rest of us all had like brownish blonde. But he had a blonde beard, which then got funny because my brother has blonde hair but a ginger beard. So that's also kind of funny. It's like they just kind of like face swapped with it was very strange. So another funny story was he was a wind-up merchant to no end. great bloke, but an evil little shit growing up. To the point where he used to play guitar a lot, and my dad was like really angry one night, and he was like, "Oh, if you can't play the guitar, don't like play it." So that's something like, if you can't play it properly, don't play it at all. So my dad didn't like the music he could play. Now Simon was a great guitar player. He was a really good guitar player. And he was playing like at 2 in the morning on an amp. So my dad just came out and going, just shut this up. If you can't play it all properly, don't play it. And then he started doing the Buffy theme song on the guitar. And my dad was like, do you know what, that's it. He ran down the hall and turned off all the electric to the house. And my brother, instead of just stopping, my brother turned around and went, "Dad," he went, "What?" He goes, "I can still play," and started plucking all the strings really loudly. So my dad just screamed, kicked his door and took the guitar and threw it out the window. I thought he was going to get away with it. It was absolutely brilliant. My dad and him, like, they had so many like on and off moments. It was hilarious. But my favourite moment, and this by far has to win any moment with my brother involved. And this was back when he was younger, going to school. We used to live near a big park, and he used to go through the park to get to school. And one day he'd borrowed, I don't know if anyone else knows this, but back in the day, you used to get these free like Parker pens sent if you like signed off like a magazine thing. You used to get like a free Parker pen, like a collectible pen. And like you had like a set, like there was like 3. There was like a fountain pen, a ballpoint, and something like a pencil pen. And he'd borrowed one of these pens, and he was at the park, and it must have like fallen out of his pocket into the canal to the lake bit. And he was like really, really upset. He was like, "Oh my god, I've lost one of my mum's pens. She's gonna kill me. Oh my god." And he was really panicking. And he went, "You know what? I'm not gonna get in trouble for losing this pen. I can't tell this story." He decided, instead of just telling our mum he lost her pen, he took his shoe off. He dunked it in some dirt and whacked himself in the face with his shoe. He then came home. He said, "Mum, I was mugged for your pen." And he's like, "They threw me to the ground and they stood on my face, not realising she could see his shoes dirty and the prints matched." But then he said there was an elderly couple on a bench watching him do it. And we were thinking to ourselves, like, could you imagine being that elderly couple? You're just sitting there having a lovely day, talking on a bench about how wonderful life is. You look across, and then there's a 7-foot big ginger kid hitting himself in the face with a shoe. I don't get why he thought that was something he had to do. He could have just said sorry. She got it free with a magazine. She could have got another one. But I know now people are thinking, really, you said he was a genius. He was when it came to electronics, but with life he was fucked. And like another time he ran away from home, and then he got upset that he ran away, but he didn't want to damage his pride about running away, so he reverse called my mum from a phone box, but he didn't want her to know it was him. So when she took the reverse call, it said, "You have a missed call from Nina." Not realising it was him. Stupid bastard. Oh my god. This is so stupid. Oh, I love the man. He's technologically a wizard, but in real life he was so fucking stupid. Oh my god. Oh, he was a great bloke. Oh, okay, do you know what? This video's been long enough. I'll give one more really good story. Actually, I'll give two more, and then I'll go. One was when he was also younger. He, like, let's say, the wind-up merchant. He was in a clothes store. It was like Primark or something, and he saw a bra hanging from one of the racks, and he wanted to make someone laugh. I can't remember if it was my sister, if it was my dad. He wanted to make someone laugh, so he walked up to the counter with this bra, and he went up to the checkout woman, and he just went, "Excuse me, do you mind filling these for me, please?" She slapped him across the face. Cheeky son of a bitch. Oh god. Only he could do it as well, and he knew he was gonna get slapped. He knew it was gonna happen, but he still did it anyway. And the other thing was he got mugged by an elderly woman. This elderly woman was looking for change to use the washing machine at the laundrettes. And she said, "Excuse me, you can only put pound coins into the washing machine. I've only got two 50p pieces. Is it okay if I can take a pound and I'll give you the 50p pieces?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, okay." So he gave her a pound coin, and she went, "I'll just go round to my husband round the corner and I'll get the 50p's. So he said, "Okay." She went round the corner and she didn't come back. So he went round the corner and she was gone. She wasn't even in the laundrettes. She'd gone. And he went, "I've just got mugged by a pensioner." The thing was, he couldn't believe it as well. He was standing there like, how did I let this happen? How did I not know this was going to be a scam of some sort? Like, you wouldn't think that a pensioner would mug you. You wouldn't think it. Oh my god. It was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, this video was just in honor of my brother. I love him, I miss him. Big impact on my life. One of my biggest role models. Him and my dad. My dad for his cockney kind of con man ways, and my brother for his intelligence for electronics, but his stupidity for life. I would have loved to record that fucking shoe though. Let me know in the comments what you do if you saw someone do that. Right, there's not going to be any outro. There's not going to be any intro. This was just something I wanted to do for him. But yeah, I said, just take the awareness into heart. You know, like I said, if you know anyone or see anyone that goes through that's happening to, you know, just take them straight to hospital. Rather rude. But yeah, just take them straight to hospital. Don't waste time. Don't ask questions. Just go and do it. Make sure they're safe. Make sure they're comfortable. You know. But what I'll do now is I'll let you all go. sorry if I've made your day a bit depressing. It's a Sunday. No one wants to be depressed on a Sunday. But yeah, I hope you're all okay, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.